What's up, YouTube? My name is Kenny J, the insurance guru, and this is Kenny J TV. Welcome to another episode of Kenny J TV. If this is your first time, feel free to browse around. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell for my latest notification. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming on back to Kenny J TV. As you can obviously tell by the title, in this video, we're going to talk about why I left State Farm and started my own agency. I can't believe it's been almost 4 years. January 2nd of 2025 will be 4 years that I've owned my agency. But I really want to dive in for people that don't understand really why I left. Of course, to start your own agency, to grow X, Y, and Z, but to really get into the meat and potatoes of why I left. And if anyone is out there struggling with they want to go independent and they're captive with State Farm, Allstate, or whatever organization that you're a part of and you want to leave, this video is definitely for you. So why did I join State Farm? So of course, the appeal to State Farm. State Farm is one of the top insurance companies in the country. When I originally got my license, I knew that I did want to start an agency, but I wanted to go under a company that was very well established and successful, and who better to go with than State Farm. When I was there, I received a lot of great trainings, and I saw how to and how to not run an agency. There were a lot of systems and processes that were so interesting to me that I've never even seen before, because mind you, I've never worked in insurance a day in my life before starting with State Farm. And also the credibility of State Farm, of a trusted company, was super advantageous to my career early on as well, because reaching out to different prospects and letting them know, hi, I'm Kenny with X, Y, and Z Insurance, or I'm with this company, already gave me a blanket of credibility that I may not have had if I started my own agency. And I was able to learn a lot of good word track. I had a lot of good sales training and customer service training as well. Of course, now I want you guys to know that if you do go to the independent side, the training is going to be completely different, because State Farm has such a niche product. They're only teaching you the State Farm way, but on the independent side, it's like 10 times more than what you actually learn. But I do believe that me going to State Farm was such a good foundation to start my insurance career. So the first reason why I left was limited control over the business. So I was not a State Farm agency owner. I was approached about joining the agent aspirant program and opening my own State Farm, but I saw how limited it was of how I could market my business. I really had no say because I was bound to those corporate policies. Anything that I posted, it had to be approved by State Farm. If I were to open an agency, they're very strict on that. And personally, I don't believe that that company really saw where social media was going, because at the time in 2020, a lot of platforms weren't really pushing professional content. I mean, it was there, but it wasn't as prominent as it is now. And now look at TikTok, look at Instagram. YouTube has always been very important in my career, and I have been able to grow my own business through social media, never having to pay for a lead, and now I have a 6-figure agency. That's one of the things that really kind of turned me off as well, even listening to, what that journey would be like, is how much they hovered over you about your social media. And again, social media is one of the biggest funnels of how I receive and generate leads. And I also wanted to tailor my services to my clients. Insurance is not a one size fits all. Insurance is not everybody can get the same exact thing. I want to make sure that my clients felt heard, felt seen, and knew that I was really tailoring a policy just for them. And also, when it comes down to the appetite or the business that I can write, a lot of times State Farm did turn away a lot of business, and we were referring people out to different independent brokers, and now I have a lot of referral partners that are State Farm agents. But I didn't like the feeling of not being able to assist someone. You build all this great rapport, next thing you know, you submit all the information and they're not even eligible, and I didn't have another option for them. So with my agency now, if they do decline for whatever reason, we always have another option for them to go ahead and get started with their insurance. The second reason why I left was income potential. If I knew what I knew now, I could go so much further with negotiating my salary. When I first started, my salary was $30,000 base. And then when I left, it was around $41,000 base plus commission. And of course, at the time, I was happy with that because I was making a lot of commission, or so I thought I was. But when I got on the independent side, I really saw the financial freedom that I had and how really my salary was truly uncapped. The commission rates were so much higher than on the captive side. We had a lot more freedom to kind of move how we want. We got a lot of bonuses. I think last year, I forgot how much I made exactly in just bonuses, but it was tens of thousands of dollars on top of the commission that I received just partnering with different carriers. I went on several trips last year. The commission was at least 2 to 10 times more than what it was on the captive side. And that was very important for me. If I really wanted to create a successful business and have a successful career in the insurance industry, I needed to maximize my potential in income, my earnings, and I knew that I could do that a lot more on the independent side. And of course they say, well, you had a base salary X, Y, and Z, but it still does not compare to the money that I'm making on the independent side. Another reason why I left State Farm is I desired to have my own brand. Of course, working under any big entity or big company like State Farm, you have to have your content and your brand align with their brands. And I knew that when I went out on my own, I wanted to align my brand with me. I wanted to be able, again, to post how I wanted, when I wanted, and really truly create a brand without having a quote unquote umbrella brand or a parent company above me. And with this gave me the ability to build relationships and partnerships based off of the vision and values of my company and not whatever company that I was working for at the time. And of course, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Both of my parents are entrepreneurs, and I've seen the advantages of working for yourself, the freedom you have, the unlimited income that you can earn, and the life that you can change, whether it's a client, an employee, or even a referral partner. The entrepreneur route just gives you so many different ways that you can impact lives. And that is one of my biggest focuses or biggest goals in life, is to impact people's life and change their lives for the better. Some of the challenges of leaving State Farm or leaving a big corporate company is you have no corporate safety net. You have no pre-existing clients. You have no staff. You have no systems. All of these things you have to create, find, purchase yourself, which can be very difficult. But as I tell everyone, I have a mentorship program. If you're interested, the link is in the bio below. We teach agents how to grow their agency from nothing to 6 figures. I was able to do it within 2 years without ever buying any ads or paying for any leads. I know it can be hard in the beginning trying to figure out which systems are good, which organizations to partner with, where to find these referral partners. And in the beginning, I made a lot of mistakes, but even with those mistakes, even if I had to go and do it all again, I would definitely say it was worth it. Being on the independent side opposed to being on the captive side, it's like night and day. I also had to learn how to market, how to generate leads, and really build my business from scratch. Of course, when you're with a bigger organization, a lot of times you get a lot of incoming calls because of the name of the company. And I've never marketed truly a day in my life. I've done marketing in different roles that I had before opening my agency. But when you market for your own agency, of course, it's a little different because you want to make sure that what you're doing or how you're marketing is effective, so you're not wasting your time. Of course, time is such an asset, especially to an entrepreneur or business owner. And starting a business means that you're investing your money with no guaranteed return on your investment. But those are the things that you have to do in order to really run a business. It's a gamble that I was willing to take, and honestly, one of the best risks that I've ever taken is starting my business. In the mentorship program, I teach you all how to grow an insurance agency without having to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on starting that agency. As long as you have a laptop and Wi-Fi, you're really good to go. You can really start your agency for under $1,000 easily. I've helped hundreds of agents across the country. So that's why when you hear these companies saying you need $50,000 liquid or $100,000 or $25,000 investment, I always tell those people to steer away from that type of organization or that type of structure unless that's what you're looking for, because you don't have to spend all of that money to start an insurance agency. I also had to learn as I went. So when I was working at State Farm, of course, they had all the manuals, the playbooks, the scripts, and things like that. But when I opened my agency, I had none of that. And when I tell you, I learned so much my first year in business, talking to the underwriters, the processors, the billing team, just learning all I could learn and really structuring my policies, my procedures, my playbook around what I saw was most effective in my business. But the bright side to that is you are able to really craft your business the way that you truly wanted. And that's how I've been able to maintain clients, and that's how I've been able to grow so fast, is because of the way that I've structured my business, how we reach out, and just the communication that we have with prospects and our clients. I have no regrets with opening my agency, with leaving State Farm. It was the best decision that I've ever made. Unlimited income potential. Literally from last year to this year, I believe my business grew 50% in revenue, and that just blows my mind. But I'm super grateful, and I'm continuing to market, to generate leads. And it's so interesting that, you know, insurance is one of those industries that whatever you put in is what you truly get out. So if you're working hard, you're really going to see those returns literally the next month when that commission hits. So don't let people steer you and say, well, you need to buy leads, because I promise you, you don't. I want to do a video on how I've been able to grow my agency and truly get into it, of how I don't have to buy any leads, and I really don't ever plan on buying leads because it's not necessary. And my business has shown that time and time again from year to year, how I've been able to increase my revenue and keep my profit margins at a very beautiful place. And I also have a business that's truly mine. No one can take my contract. No one can really, quote unquote, shut me down. This is my business. This is my baby. This is the brand that I have created and I have marketed. So when people see Remedy Insurance and Wealth Builders, that is 110% my brand. I don't have to answer to any sales managers or send up any paperwork. It's all me, and I'm super grateful for that as well. And of course, the freedom to come and go as I please. I don't have to ask to go to lunch. I don't have to ask to go to the doctor's office, to go see my niece at her soccer game or what have you. I've been able to truly move how I want, and that's been one of the biggest advantages to running my own business, is the flexibility. I don't have to miss out on any important moments of people's lives that I truly care about. And of course, I'm making a bigger impact. To me, it's so much more than just selling insurance. It's about educating the clients on what they need to protect what matters most to them, and just seeing the looks on their faces when, you know, they're protected and we have these Zoom meetings or we're on the phone and they're thanking me for truly educating them, and from that they send me more referrals. And that's what it's all about, is just truly education and making sure people know what they're paying for and what they have, so if a loss does happen, they are truly taken care of. Some advice that I would give new insurance agents or insurance agents that are looking to start your agency is prepare for the transition. It's not going to be easy, but look at all your bills, see how much your bills are, and see how much money you need to bring in a month in order to keep yourself afloat. So I don't necessarily recommend using the money that you make in the beginning. If you can, save 6 to 9 months of your expenses, not 3 to 6, at least 6 to 9 months. It'll give you a nice safety net. You don't feel so much pressure that you have to sell, which you do, but it's like you're not selling and then paying your bills, and now you're not really seeing any growth in your reserves because you're having to use that money to maintain your lifestyle or pay your bills or so forth. Stay patient. I'm going to start saying this a lot in the videos, but stay patient. Insurance is not an overnight success type of business. It takes time, but it is a snowball effect, especially with the residuals. Every year I'm getting paid on the previous year and all the years before that, those residuals, and every year it's getting larger and larger on top of the new business that I write. Insurance is such a well-kept secret, and the format that they have for how we're paid is honestly iconic, and I don't know any other industry that gets these type of commissions and residuals. So I'm super grateful to be in this industry, but in the beginning it is not easy. But once those residuals start rolling in, the renewals start rolling in, you will see why so many people have been super successful in this industry. And lastly, believe in your vision. You have to believe in yourself because no one else will. You know, this is your vision. It's on your heart for a reason. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't have analysis paralysis where everything has to be perfect before you launch. I promise you will learn and you will tweak the business, the brand, all the things as you are running the business. But don't hold yourself back, because whenever I ask entrepreneurs, what is one thing that you wish you could do differently when starting a business, they always say, I wish I would have started sooner. But those are a few reasons why I left State Farm to open my agency. Again, it is one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. I have created a lifestyle for myself that I am super proud of and grateful, and I know that any other industry wouldn't have provided me this in my 20s. If you're looking at starting an agency, let me know in the comments below, what are you most afraid of, or what's stopping you from going ahead and starting that agency? I promise you the hardest thing is to just get started. But once you get started, just put one foot in front of the other, and before you know it, you look back and you'll realize I have came such a long way. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell for my latest notification. Again, my name is Kenny J, the insurance guru, and this is Kenny J TV.